I'm just here to give you the facts, man. I'm just here to give you the facts. Now, let's talk about the Orlando Magic versus the Detroit Pistons. Because I had a take after the Orlando Magic won Game 1. I thought they looked so much different in Game 1 than they did at the end of the season against the Philadelphia 76ers in the play-in. And so I thought maybe, I was like, are the Pistons trolling us? Are the Detroit Pistons trolling us? Were they bad on purpose in the play-in tournament to avoid the Boston Celtics to play the Detroit Pistons in the first round? And then they played the way that they did against the Pistons in the first game, and I was like, that's it. They're trolling us. This is actually a good team now. But now I realize the Orlando Magic are bipolar. The Orlando Magic are clinically bipolar. I have never seen a team play as good one game and horribly bad the next. And actually, they were still playing good in the first half. They had an epic third quarter collapse. The first half, the same thing was happening that I thought was happening in Game 1. The Magic were playing with intensity. They were playing with energy. They were moving the ball well. Jalen Suggs was shooting the lights out. Paolo Banchero was being aggressive. They were feeding off of him. He was kicking the ball out on double teams and things like that. The Detroit Pistons, I thought, were having the same issues. Jalen Duren was a no-show again in the second quarter. He had 4 field goal attempts in the whole game in Game 1. He had 4 field goal attempts in the first half in Game 2. So he was a little more aggressive in the first half, but not much. Like, I still didn't think Jalen Duren was involved enough in the first half. So I was sitting back here saying the same thing's happening with the Detroit Pistons. The Magic look good again. The Magic are going to beat them again. And then the third quarter happened. And the Orlando Magic had one of the most epic collapses in this third quarter I have ever seen in a playoff game. Let me tell you, they gave up a 27-3 run. Yes, you heard that correctly. The Orlando Magic were tied with the Detroit Pistons at halftime, and then they came out in the third quarter and they gave up a 27-3 run and got blown out of the building. And they completely collapsed, bro. Every single thing that could have gone wrong for them went wrong for them in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the third quarter. They turned the ball over 4 or 5 times in a row. They bricked every single shot they put up. They couldn't make a single shot, and they were getting open shots. They were blowing layups. They were shooting. Paolo was shooting air balls. They had some terrible turnovers. They could hardly even get the ball across half court. Tristan Da Silva threw the ball out of bounds at half court, trying to get the ball to Jalen Suggs, who was 3 feet in front of him. The Orlando Magic at the start of the second half of this game, it was like the what's on the movie Space Jam, where they took the players' talent and they couldn't play basketball anymore. It was crazy how they fell apart to start the second half and gave up a 27-3 run. And on the other end, man, Cade Cunningham was going bonkers to start the second half. He was just attacking the paint relentlessly, hitting tough jumpers, tough fadeaway mid-ranges, finishing through contact. One was on a fast break, a spin between 3 defenders, and one through contact. Cade Cunningham took the game over himself to start the third quarter. I think he went on an 8-0 run himself in the middle of an 11-0 run that turned into a 27-3 run. And the Orlando Magic completely collapsed. So the Orlando Magic have morphed back into, and this is actually I got the wrong damn stats on the screen. The Orlando Magic morphed back into themselves last night. They scored 83 total points. They scored 83 total points. And here's an example of what Cade Cunningham was doing in the second half of this game. Look at this. Look at this. Look at Paolo. Look at Paolo trying to guard him. Watch this.
He goes in and out.
Watch this other angle right here. Let's go. Man got crossed out of his shoes. Holy hell. There was some fun segments in the second half of this one. Isaiah Stewart had a crazy block on Jalen Suggs. Then he had a crazy block on Paolo Banchero. Then Paolo Banchero dunked all over him, and was talking trash, but the Orlando Magic were already down by 20 at this point. Here's the block on Suggs. This one was crazy, if you didn't see this. Let me get it back. Jalen Suggs just running full speed down the court, tries to bring some life back to his team. Maybe I'll just sprint the length of the court and dunk on somebody. And Isaiah Stewart said this.
Have scored 3 points. Suggs drive, shot blocked by Stewart.
That was amazing. Now watch this block on Paolo Banchero. Dude, Isaiah Stewart, it was a block party out there, man. It was a block party. Watch this one.
Eruption in the third. Banchero shot blocked for the foul.
Another crazy block, except they called it a foul. Detroit had to challenge it. Look at this block. That's all ball. How does a ref call that a foul? We're talking about how bad referees are. How does he call this a foul? Wow. Banchero goes for the two-hand slam. Stewart gets another block on the board. And then Paolo comes back down and says, I'm going to try again. And absolutely posters the hell out of him. This was crazy. This is a crazy poster. This really is. You got to credit Paolo for this. But Isaiah tries to block everything, so, sometimes you get dunked on. But it was still a fun highlight.
Tried to jam it in there. He wanted a kick ball. There's Banchero. Stewart in pursuit. And Banchero.
Dude, he threw that down so hard. He was like, you're not blocking this one.
There's Banchero. Stewart in pursuit. And Banchero throws it.
Then he talks a little trash. Now, I'm not sure what you're talking trash for. You guys gave up a 27-3 run in the third quarter, and you're down by, what are you down by, 18 right here? You were down by 20 when you made this dunk? And he's talking trash? Hey, I love it, man. I love it. But I did find out, I got to tell you guys, I did find out why the Orlando Magic lost this game. And there is an energy in the Orlando Magic's locker room that the basketball gods will not allow to continue. There is an energy in the Orlando Magic's locker room that the basketball gods will not allow to continue. Let's go full screen on this one. The basketball gods will not allow this to continue. And if you want to, here it is. Here it is, okay? Are you ready? Here it is.
It's set for the Magic and the Pistons.
Nah, that's already, I already don't like it, okay? But now Tristan Da Silva and Desmond Bane, look at this.
On ESPN. Oh, come on. Oh.
Charles Barkley hated it. Charles Barkley absolutely hated it, bro.
On ESPN. Oh, come on.
What are we doing? What is? Come on, man!
Oh, come on.
Nah, you got to cut both of these guys. You got to get both of these guys off the squad, bro. That cannot continue. That cannot continue. The basketball gods are going to punish you relentlessly for that behavior. You cannot allow that to continue. And that's exactly why the Orlando Magic are the Orlando Magic. Because of energy like that. I'm just kidding. It's all jokes. It's all jokes, man. Bezzy Boy 6, thank you for the super chat. Run it back Thunder. What's up, bro? Also, I watched Booker. He always acts innocent just like he ran Caruso over last night. Play better, Book. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Look, there were some bad calls, man. Don't get me wrong. I agreed with a lot that a lot of them were bad. And but it was like 3 or 4, in a game where you were down by 27. So I don't understand why the Suns aren't talking about the fact that they shot 20% from 3 in the third quarter or 32% from the field. Turned the ball over how many times, SGA got 9 free throws. Booker's 10 free throws, but SGA gets exactly. Booker got 10 free throws, and he goes up in a post game and is talking about officials. And that's why the Suns aren't going to win anything. And that's why Devin Booker probably won't ever win anything. Because he's focused on the wrong things. You need to focus on why you really lost the game. That's what you need to focus on.